This is the QNUT BK20 Electric Bike. And if you've ever scrolled through e-bike listings online and noticed one that brings up those retro mini mope vibes, chances are it looked a whole lot like this. The BK20 really stands out right away based on style. It's chubby, low-slung, and has that cool motorcycle look, but shrinks things down to e-bike proportions. When I first pulled it out of the box, I have to say, I was a mix of excited and a bit skeptical. Not totally sure if this mini moto look was all looks, or if there was some real riding value hiding underneath all that style. I'll kick things off with the shape and overall feel. The BK20 has a sturdy aluminum frame with fat 20-inch tires, 4 inches wide, and front and rear suspension. The bike is heavier than your typical hybrid or road e-bike, about 78 pounds, so hauling it upstairs isn't really something I want to do on a daily basis. The design makes a definite statement. The big saddle slab is kind of a hybrid between a bench seat and a classic long motorcycle seat. The faux gas tank shape under the top bar is a touch I actually like. It's not massive and intimidating, more just unique, and it breaks people's expectations for what an e-bike can look like. It's got a clean, matte black colorway, those white and green tire decals pop, and just looking at the thing parked, I feel proud calling it mine. The riding position is more upright than a true motorcycle, with BMX handlebars and grips angled back just enough for comfort. My first worry before I even got on it was, is this seat going to be too high for me? I'm a little under 6 feet and my feet touch the ground. But if you're much under 5'6", this bike might feel a bit tall since the bench seat is fixed. It doesn't telescope up and down like a regular saddle. Once I'm on it though, it just feels cool, like I'm on those fun little pit bikes. But it's electric, quiet, and road legal. From my experience riding, the bike is definitely quick off the line. The BK20's motor offers 500 watts of regular power, peaking up to 1500 watts. This isn't just some marketing number. It actually hits that 28 mph top speed on throttle. On my first ride, I got up past 25 mph on flat ground easily, and the acceleration makes city stoplights and backroad hills both feel like non-issues. Torque is impressive at 85 Nm, which just means the bike can conquer moderate hills with me on it at 190-ish pounds. I didn't have to stand up or struggle to keep pace. Talking battery. There's a 48-volt, 18Ah lithium battery that's removable with a key, which is really convenient for me. On days I couldn't park near an outlet, I just pull the battery and charge at my desk. The range QNUT claims is 60 miles if you pedal with assist and ride moderately. I found it closer to 30 or low 30s if you mix in a lot of full throttle riding, maybe longer with more chill pedal assist. So if you do long rides or commute far, you'll want to keep it charged, but for running errands, casual rides, and medium-length commutes, it's solid and honestly better than a lot of bikes I've tried in the price range. Gearing is managed with a basic 7-speed Shimano derailleur, and that helps if your battery dips or you just want to work out. Shifting isn't buttery smooth, but it's functional. The LCD display gives all the basics: speed, battery, mileage, and the pedal assist level, which you can change with a single button. There's no advanced smartphone connection or anything wild, but for me, it's more than enough for a functional cruise. The headlight is bright enough to be seen. I wouldn't say it lights up an entire dark trail, but for city or neighborhood riding, it gets the job done. I appreciate that it's got integrated turn signals and brake lights, actually functional, not just for show, and a horn loud enough for attention. The brakes are mechanical disc up front and rear, both with 160mm rotors. These are a tad small for such a heavy bike, and I noticed they take a bit more pressure than hydraulic systems. If you're loaded up or riding steeper hills, you'll want to give yourself extra stopping distance. But for most urban situations or casual trails, they're reliable, and I experienced no fading or grinding after breaking them in. A huge highlight for me is the comfort on varied surfaces. Those fat, knobby tires plus the double-crown suspension fork and rear shock soak up gravel lanes, potholes, and park trails way better than any skinny tire commuter e-bike I've tried. The full suspension really takes the bite out of uneven terrain, even if the rear shock feels stiff. It's made to survive curb jumps, rough alleys, and all the stuff real local roads throw your way. For cruising at 20 to 28 mph, it feels planted and safe. If I have to pick my top key feature that I love most about the BK20, it's the combo of unique retro styling with real utility. It doesn't just look like a little motorcycle, it actually rides well, gets me decent speed, turns heads, and chews up bumpy roads. For me, it's perfect for city errands, short commutes, meeting buddies at the park, or just zipping around neighborhoods. The removable battery is super convenient. No weirdly placed chargers or awkward cables needed. The inclusion of signals, a horn, and full lighting system gave me peace of mind because people really notice you out there. From my experience, though, there are things I wish QNUT had improved. The weight is a big one. At almost 80 pounds, it's a beast if you have stairs or need to lift into a car. If you live in an apartment without elevator access, keep that in mind. I also struggled a little with the assembly. The instructions cover the basics, but some small stuff, like setting the LCD or mounting the front rotor and handlebars, takes patience if you're not mechanically confident. Expect to spend at least an hour getting the bike fully sorted. I wish the brakes were a tad stronger, maybe hydraulic out of the box, but I get that helps keep the price reasonable. Another nitpick is the seating and riding posture. The seat is comfortable for sure and looks great, but it's not ideal for hardcore pedaling. You basically have a cruise and coast stance with your knees more forward. For me, that's fine because I rely mostly on throttle, but if you expect to pedal long distances, this is probably less efficient than a proper upright commuter or mountain bike. Also, if you're much below average height, you might find the seat height awkward with your feet dangling. I recommend checking your inseam measurements carefully. Quality-wise, mine shipped with everything in great shape, but from reading other feedback, I know some folks have spotted scratches or small dings on arrival. That's not a deal breaker, but adding a little more protection in the packaging would be awesome. In conclusion, I'd recommend this for riders who want something that stands out, love the look of those retro mopeds, and want a reliable electric ride that isn't afraid to get a little dirty. It's perfect for city cruising, weekend trails, relaxed rides, or anyone wanting something fun and practical without breaking the bank. If you're expecting a featherweight fitness bike for hardcore commuting or long rides full of pedaling, maybe look elsewhere. But if you love the idea of zipping around with some style, comfort, and a little muscle, the QNUT BK20 delivers a ride that's as fun as it looks. Key features like the fat tires, true suspension, removable battery, and real lighting system make it a real contender in its price range. If you've got questions or want to know more about what this thing can do in different settings, drop a comment below. I always check and do my best to help out. If you found this quick review useful, hit subscribe so you don't miss out on more reviews, tests, and updates. Thank you for watching.